Joining me now is Representative Kevin Brady of the Congressional Joint Economic Committee. Representative, thanks for joining us. This administration, this president seems to be tone deaf. The economy seems to be falling off the cliff, stock market falling apart, jobs are nowhere to be found. Yet the president is going to spend a night tonight with an extravagant fundraiser, $38,000 to get into that place, all to raise money for his 2012 campaign. Tone deaf, or just absolutely doesn't give a darn about the American people?
Well, I think for 2.5 years he's been tone deaf about the economy, and we're reaping that today. But my two thoughts on his birthday party. One, no matter how extravagant a bash, it doesn't erase the fact that he's now turning 50. I'm sure that has an impact. Secondly, the only thing I regret is that whenever he blows out those birthday candles, he wishes for higher taxes to pay for all that new spending. That's where we draw the line. And, sir, what about that? There's been a lot of rhetoric going back and forth whether or not this New Deal, this Gang of 12, whatever they're going to end up being called down the road, are they going to be able to raise taxes? Because according to the White House, Gene Sperling says, yeah, they'll be able to. And then you listen to Cantor and Paul Ryan say, no, you're not allowed to raise taxes. What's the consensus? No, they're dreaming. Does anyone in America not understand the House of Representatives is not going to increase taxes? That's clear. No recommendation is going to come out of that committee to do that. And I think overall, I think it's actually a good thing in this deficit and these debts to have a committee to report on spending cuts now. And I think the timetable they've set out for this moves it pretty quickly. I want to get to that work. All right, sir, but let's talk about that committee for a second. It's going to end up being a very, very powerful committee with a lot of sway in Washington. Let's just say the Democrats, the left, says, we'll make our spending cuts here. Now they're going to go to you guys on the right and say, hey, how are you going to do it? How are you going to do hold up your end of the bargain? So really what they're going to do is say either hold up your end of the bargain, which may include tax increases, or cut defense spending by 50%. How do you make that choice? I don't think we're going to get to that point. You look at the incentives in that bill. The incentive is for the committee to make the full $1.5 trillion of cuts in a bipartisan way by December, where the president does not get the second stage of his debt ceiling and doesn't get it through the election, which is as critical to him. I think you're going to see $1.5 trillion of pretty solid cuts. I'm hopeful that we start to tackling the mandatory side of this ledger, because we're holding the line on discretionary. That doesn't work. We've got to get it on the mandatory side. It's such a huge part of this budget. All right, so let's get back to that birthday party tonight in Chicago. I'm from Chicago. I know the Aragon Ballroom. I know all about it. I can't believe he's having it there. Whatever. Okay, so he wants to have it there. I got a great birthday present for him, sir. What do you say the people of Texas send him a birthday present in the name of Mr. Rick Perry running for president? I'm not sure he'll want to unwrap that gift, but I think it's going to be a gift that's going to shake up the field, in my view. All right, and last question: are you going to the bash? 38 grand couple? Come on. I didn't even get an invitation for that thing. Imagine I would not be opening it myself if I got it, frankly.
That's unbelievable.
Look, we all got to be on jobs.
They didn't send you an invite. We didn't get an invite here at Follow the Money. I'd gladly write the $38,000 check, only if I could sit next to the president, directly next to him, and get in his ear and say, no more taxes, lower the deficit, no more taxes.
My understanding is you wanted some stimulus money for that invitation, and I'm afraid we just can't deliver that anymore.
All right, thank you very much, Congressman Kevin Brady from Texas. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Eric.